The story we first reported last night here, our friend and colleague at ESPN, Hannah Storm, back on the air today at the Rose Parade after a terrifying accident at home. A propane grill exploding, setting her on fire. You might have seen some of Hannah's high-profile interviews right here. This one with Tim Tebow before the season. She's been a great friend to this broadcast, bringing her reports right to world news. She also anchors SportsCenter on ESPN, of course, and just 3 weeks after that horrific explosion, her comeback. Hosting today's Rose Parade with Good Morning America's Josh Elliott. Tonight here, though, a powerful lesson and the images of Hannah in the days after the explosion. And we warn you, they are difficult to look at. Hannah, can you take us back to that night? You were grilling outdoors as you would on a typical night, getting dinner ready for the family?
I went outside on a chilly night to light a propane grill. I went back inside, went out to check and see how hot the grill was, and the flames had been blown out. The cover of the grill was open, so I assumed, logically, as I guess most people would be, that there wouldn't be any gas in the air. Well, propane is actually heavier than air, and especially in cold weather, it tends to sit on top of the grill and pool inside and underneath the grill. So the second I relit the flame, after I turned the gas off, I relit the flame, and it was a wall of fire, a huge explosion. So much force that it blew the doors of the grill completely off.
You said the explosion was so loud, a neighbor thought a tree had come through their house?
A neighbor clear across the street thought that a tree had fallen through his roof. That's how loud the explosion was. And it happened in a split second, and immediately I was on fire. So my hair was on fire, my chest and the whole top of my shirt was on fire. I didn't know what to do other than I'm left-handed, reach and just get the shirt off of me as quickly as possible. So that's why my hand is so badly damaged. I yelled inside to my 15-year-old daughter who was in the kitchen, "Mommy's on fire. You have to call 911.
And she came outside. I know she was one of the people who was with you every step of the way.
I told her I was on fire. I asked her to call 911. Of course, like all teenagers, she picks up her cell phone and calls 911.
I know that you went to the hospital, and it wasn't until the next day you actually had a chance to see yourself.
Right. The skin was burned. There were red, actually flame marks on my neck. You could tell where the flames had been licking up on my neck, and I was very disfigured and without hair, eyelashes, eyebrows. It was a sight to behold, let me tell you.
You look as beautiful as ever, but I know this was a tough road, and you have a whole team who helped you get ready for this broadcast today.
Listen, I had the access to, I spent an hour in hair and makeup this morning. I have on false eyelashes. This is all fake hair. When the makeup artist brushed an eyebrow on me, I almost stood up and kissed her this morning. But it is a hard road for burn victims. I was by far the most fortunate person in my burn unit.
Hannah, I wanted to go back to the grill. You had mentioned that you would actually turn the propane off, which would sound to me like what anyone should do. So what more could you have done to have prevented it?
If your grill has been lit, but the lighter did not ignite for a period of time, the chances are very good that there is a lot of propane still sitting in the area. So just turning it off and relighting your grill isn't sufficient. You have to wait a long period of time for all of that propane to dissipate before you would try to reignite your grill.
You've been amazing in turning this into a blessing, and how well you've recovered, and you've got a whole new year ahead of you now.
Thanks, and Happy New Year to you, David.